No, no, not again. Ah, realise is about to do that just as it shuffled. Right, Jen, that never happened. Better, right? Integrity is back, like Martin. Hello, 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 hello. Bonjour, Guten Tag, Konnichiwa, Salwete, Hola, no, I don't know any others, but that was a fair stab. Salvete, in case anyone's wondering, is hello to you plural in Latin. How are you? Isn't this a bit early? It is a bit early, isn't it? That's because after this, I am going to watch a film. Yes, that's right. Because I have, after reading more than I think I ever have in one session yesterday, I've finished Catching Fire now, so I'm going to watch that concurrently. And I just wanted to point out that I'm reading a book again, so I thought I'd give myself time to do that instead of going to bed very late. Vietnam, well, fancy that. I guess a sort of abstract platitude sense, I hope it's nice for you in Vietnam. Welcome. It's going to be a Grand Prix there next year. That's all I can offer knowledge-wise about Vietnam. But excellent. Interesting. What is Catching Fire? It's the second book in the Hunger Games series. In this context, anyway. But it's, I guess more pertinently, Silver Week at the moment. How'd the NG not update if you obviously have internet because you're streaming? Because I am not streaming from this device. I'm streaming from OBS on my computer. This device is in airplane mode to bank up my energy. So hopefully I will have banked up 2 lots of it so that I can do more Silver Week in this stream. It's not an energy glitch, it's just a way of banking up more energy than you're normally able to, but at the same rate of energy recovery as is always the case. So it is correct in suggesting that it can't fetch me energy data. And if it did, I'd be missing out, actually. Reggie is just smart. 200 IQ. Wasn't my idea, actually. The first place I heard of the idea was from Matt Shea. So, there you go. So, yeah, that's about that for that. Looks like I didn't manage to successfully segue into a book chat, but that's okay. Everyone's flexing their energy maxes instead, which is obviously a far superior line of conversation. Oh dear, viewership's gone down. Whoops. I'm surprised people aren't interested in Silver Week, you know? It's Silver Week! I love Silver Week. It, making me think, wow, let's play some Bellcats, because it's Silver Week. Silver Week's great. I'm never as interested for other things as Lucky Ticket stages. I love Lucky Ticket stages. That's the thing, really. They are just great. You're the best YouTuber. That's very kind of you. Thank you. Very kind. Ba-dum-bum-bum. I just never got round to doing Into the Future outbreaks. I must have forgotten about them. And I mean, these days are going to be absolutely dedicated to Silver Week. Because I want to set a record for how many lucky tickets I get in one session and make it rain. And also get NP from it, so I can justify it that way. Dictator's Garden when? Well, the doing the Dictator's Garden, I wasn't actually planning to do it. I just thought it was funny because everyone's been calling me an awful dictator, so I made a little reference to it. Not immediately, because there's actually a lot more energy than other 4-star stages, and that's what I was aiming for there. So it was just a little spicy meme, and I hope you liked it. Haha. It's supposed to be one of those sort of subtle references that if you don't get it, it doesn't really matter, and you just get on with your day. And if you do get it, you're like, haha! Reggit is an awful dictator, man. And then you laugh all the way home and have a cup of tea. That's generally the idea. We got Lucas in audience, which is fantastic, as always. As are all of you being here. Fantastic. I have possibly unwisely been spending my day watching the Parliament channel and just shouting at all of them, when I could just be not watching the Parliament channel. But there we go. You know, they're back today. If you didn't know, they were sort of through a bit of dodgy practices shoved away into a non-Parliament cupboard for a little bit. But now they're back, like Martin, and all being hypocrites. But I guess that's politicians, really. Anyway. Yeah, well, actually, Lucas, the thing is that these 13 days, I mean, about 11 now, are going to be my most Battle Cats concentrated days in a long time because of Silver Week. Otherwise, I don't think I'll be playing Battle Cats at all outside of recording videos or doing streams. Now, when Silver Week's on and my energy's maxed and I'm not banking it for a stream, I will be doing Silver Week because I love Silver Week and I want to milk it for all it's worth and just get loads of lucky tickets. It's a thing I've always wanted to do with lucky ticket stages, and it's a thing I'm going to carry on wanting to do. What's the last Uber that you got? It must have been new one anyway. An Ava unit, I would think. Amaterasu. No. Took me ages to work out how to pronounce Amaterasu. So Amaterasu, Amsterdam, Amstrad, Amateur, Aunt. Then you wonder. Then you get it again. You just finally have it. I feel like that was something interesting to have said. Probably not. Ooh, Lucas's politics. Hang on. Let me literally put some glasses on to look at it. Oh yes, that's better. I can actually see. Right. Slightly more politics related. My country has also been having mass demonstration on the Parliament building due to their plans on adding extremely dumb rules. What, you mean Hong Kong, Lucas? Or is this something very similar to the situation in Hong Kong? Are you a Hong Konger? Is that what we're hearing here? Oh, right, okay. Well, I can't say I know about that political event. But I mean, Yeah, no, I don't know what to say about that. I guess the only thing I could say about that, not knowing about it, is my general principles on protest. The protest is good and fantastic as long as you're, very specific about what you're protesting about. I say that with reference to this country, with, for example, Extinction Rebellion protesters. Now, these people, I must admit, I am going to share an opinion here. I don't like them, at least their principles. Them as people, obviously I can make no comment because I don't know them. But what they are doing is having a cause and then going way past protesting about that cause and instead causing public disturbances and public nuisances and just ruining everyone's day, gluing themselves to doors, stopping people from getting about their days, basically equivalent to a child stropping on a supermarket floor, but far worse. What they should be doing is peacefully protesting about the environment, which is probably a brilliant thing to be protesting about, right? Because let's save our environment. My point of view is, I hate the heat, so that's why I want to save the environment. I don't like no global warming. So that's fine, do that, stage a peaceful protest, but don't go about causing public disturbances, breaking random laws in order to get a political message across, because that is literally the definition of terrorism. And so I just wanted to, again, criticise Extinction Rebellion for that, because I think they are quite awful in that respect, and I like peaceful protest. Like, I'm sure you all know about Greta Thunberg. I don't know if she's expressed gladness for Extinction Rebellion, I hope not. But she, great, just single protest outside her school, not working, strike, not really breaking any laws, not public disturbance ones anyway. That kind of protest, very honourable, fantastic. That is an important line, I think, that in protest people shouldn't be crossing. So to compare it to Hong Kong, brilliant, protesting on the streets about the extradition bill, but smashing up the parliament, or it's not actually a parliament, is it? It's like a sort of executive office or something like that anyway. Smashing that up, not good. Random destructive law breaking, bad. Blocking runways, bad. Peaceful protest, good. Now then, there's also the difference between that and civil disobedience, which is disobeying a law you specifically disagree with, like Rosa Parks. She was great, in my mind. But these random protesters who riot and destroy things aren't protesting against it being illegal to break things that aren't yours. Anyway, so Lucas had said, further up the chat, but it's sort of comparable to Hong Kong's situation, where they just promised to postpone the rule and demonstrators won't stop till they stop completely. Yeah, I wondered about that with Hong Kong, and I mean, I was glad the legislature, it was legislative building, wasn't it, stopped postponing the bill, but I can understand them being worried that they'd just bring it back. I think they eventually postponed it completely. Yeah, it's true. Like, I feel like that my reasons for being against global warming are just my own. I absolutely hate the heat. And if I can find any way to make the planet less hot or get less hot, I'm well in for that. And that's what global warming or heating is all about, so all good. Yeah, well, that's good. The protesters are trying to minimise the disturbance, so that's good. That is proper peaceful protest, and that is good. For all the discomfort messages on Discord towards me have brought, those are sensible protests that people have right to. They're not breaking laws for it or causing massive undue annoyance or hurt. Oh no, this is a political stream. Turn that political point of view upside down, my friend. You are going to value politics soon. Hopefully. Terrorism? Yeah, I think so. The definition of terrorism is... I mean, I could just look up the definition, but it's something along the lines of causing great public anxiety, damage or hurt to people in different ways in order to achieve a political aim. So terrorism actually, in a lot of forms, takes place in very violent means. But actually it could just be causing people trouble in the way that this sort of grand, non-specific law-breaking of people like Extinction Rebellion are causing people harm and problems and difficulty in order to achieve their political aim of do this, government. That is terrorism. A light form of terrorism, not the sort of really heavy stuff that you hear about of all the death, but it is still terrorism, which is, I think, we need to be very careful where we draw our lines in that sense. Anyway. Now, I understand, that's your second strike for disparaging politics, chat. If I see one more, I'm afraid I'm going to have to time you out, because I'm intolerant to those who don't like politics, which is a great irony, because obviously my politics is all about tolerance. Anyway, the point is that that was my point on that, and I thought I'd talk about that because I can't express any opinion on what's happening in Indonesia because I don't know about it, but I can express my view on what is good protest. The right to protest is very important. The right to break laws randomly, you don't have that. That is terrorism if you're trying to achieve a political end by it. But then you can't just say all law breaking because, for example, it's not breaking the law to not pay the license fee, but I am not going to pay the license fee. Now, you can avoid paying the license fee if you don't watch the BBC or any other live television, and I won't be doing that. I don't believe in the license fee. Might keep Netflix, probably because David pays for it, but that's about it. But suggest it was illegal to not pay your license fee, and I disagreed with the concept of the license fee. That would be civil disobedience to not pay it. I disagree with that law being in place that you have to pay it. Now, the case is it isn't the law that you have to pay it, but imagine it was. That is civil disobedience. That is protest against a specific law, and in that sense, ideological law breaking, I think that makes sense. Again, that is what Rosa Parks did. There was a law against black people sitting at a certain part of buses, and she sat down because she didn't agree with that law, and I think that was perfectly good of her to do. So anyway, yeah, that's my point of view on all of that. Really good memes coming out of it. Intriguing. You know the movie Purge? I do. I was actually thinking to myself recently how similar the structure of the Purge films in the trilogy are to the Hunger Games films. Books. Hunger Games films sort of split a little bit, isn't it? But anyway, that was an observation I had. Yeah. Right. Okay. Politics is boring, and it's just people trying to convince each other, and at the end of the day, they still hold the same opinion they did before. Yeah, that's pretty true. Certainly, in our politics, we have a system called adversarial politics, which is, the two parties shouting at each other and never agreeing on anything, and that doesn't really help. Similar to probably Democrat and Republican in America. And that I find completely useless. It doesn't help achieve anything, and that's the sort of thing you're talking about. Nothing is achieved, and I probably agree with you. But I find politics in general quite interesting. What do you think about the Purge concept? You see, I was thinking about that as well, actually. Now, I was also thinking, if I can relate it to the Hunger Games again, people don't seem as interested in that, probably because it's, not exactly up to date, but anyway. I was thinking about that, and I thought, partly the idea that actually it's stopping any kind of law breaking except for that one day is a good thing. Oh, it hasn't worked. That's annoying. That's really annoying because my energy should have banked up. It didn't work. Okay, well, we'll put the VPN on and use the energy recovery. That's really sad because I did perfectly legitimately bank up that energy and it's gone. And the idea did interest me, but then I thought I wouldn't actually like it because I like the sense of security, and then you think, actually, if you really think about it, people being able to break any law they like going to put you in a lot of undue danger and stress and probably bad. Same as I was thinking as if I was reaped as a tribute. I was thinking about, can you not, VPN? About what I do, and I thought to myself this. I thought, you know what I do? What I do is resign myself to death, because I don't even like going outside, let alone being able to fight anyone. I've never done well in Minecraft survival games, so I mean, come on now. So I thought, what I would probably do is do my very best to enjoy all the food and luxury, and then just sit there when it came to the actual games and just die. But there we go. I'll be like, give me some of that. Oh, there's so many different nice sounding elements of food. I just enjoy that while I could. And a nice train ride with loads of alcohol on it. So I would have revelled in that. And then resigned myself to the death that would come after it. And the way I wanted to connect that with the concept of the purge is that I would probably die in that as well. But there we go. Now I go back to thinking about it, they're not very well connected. Anyway. Oh, I think I heard about that. About the Russia thing. Opposition gaining popularity and then questionably sort of phased out of elections. Bit worrying. Not something I'm sure I can do much about, but it is a bit worrying. But I guess dying works. Yeah. I think my point of view is that both of them... No, actually, no. No, there isn't the same connection that there was in my head. But the point of view was that, yeah, I did think about the Purge world, and though I like the idea of it eradicating crime everywhere else, I wouldn't like the complete lack of ability to feel protected or safe on that one night over the half risk of there being a problem every day. Right. The Purge is actually very similar to a thing that some classical political lads talked about. These classical political lads are really classical, like John Locke and Thomas Hobbes, like absolute classics. You know, we're talking 16 to 1800s kind of classic. And they talked about the what's known as the state of nature. And that is basically if there were no laws in place, what everyone would act like in a society where there were no laws at all. Everyone would just be out for themselves, killing everybody else in order to achieve all their vengeances and get exactly what they want. And that is The Purge. As well as being quite a fun film to watch, it does work quite well philosophically as well. I think it is interesting. Where I'm from, the news is 10% or less non-politics, the rest is politics. Yeah, no, that's true. We get that. I mean, I love politics, but you do often... Like the story this morning, that was the top story on what would it have been? It would have been the Today programme on Radio 4. Boris Johnson is flying back. Like, good for him. He's on a plane, fantastic. He'll be in Parliament before you know it. Great. That isn't really a news story. That's an expectation of a future news story. There's probably more important things you could have talked about. So yeah, no, as the kids say, I feel you there. It does get very caught up in politics, and I certainly know how I'd feel, because around the royal wedding there's all royal stories, and I absolutely have no interest whatsoever in any of that and would ban it from the television. So yeah, I can understand it must be very difficult in these times for someone not interested in politics. Brexit on Halloween. Now that's true, Horror. Well, luckily for you and everyone, it won't be on Halloween. He says, assuming not that it would be happy for everyone, and assuming also that it could still be on Halloween, but very unlikely, with no opinion put in on the matter. Just based on the likelihood. But you know what annoys me? I'm sure you've heard me say about how I think all the politicians are hypocrites. What really annoys me at the moment is the opposition in our country, the UK, saying about how awful the government are. And yeah, I mean, I'm not dissuading the idea that the government are awful. Discuss. But then they refuse to do anything about it. They have a very clear method and way to do something about it, and they do nothing about it at all. And all these people talk about caring about the people. Yeah, I think all of them show an absolute contempt for the people, and will only talk about the people really if they can crowbar the people into their argument to make themselves sound better. They do not care about us, and that is because of the political model we have, something known as trustee representative democracy, which is a very nice way of saying they only care about what they think, otherwise phrased as in people's best interests, which is again just doing what you want and not what other people want. And yeah, honestly, I've been thinking that is a lot of where I went wrong on the Discord server, being this sort of trustee, like, no, I know what's best for you. You can't have coloured rolls. Don't want them. And who am I to decide that? So a bit of humility in that as well, because I was acting like our politicians, whose contempt for actual people power irritates me, and so what I did should irritate me as well. Have you read any of the Maze Runner books? No, I haven't read them. I haven't seen any films either, but I think I've remember enough roughly about it from watching honest trailers. Very similar sort of idea to the Hunger Games, really, isn't it? Because I remember back in the day when, you know, Hunger Games was part of popular culture, when every book in a bookstore, because I used to go in bookstores, I used to be cultured, I'm trying to be cultured again, I'm on Mockingjay now, so it's good, I'm reading, would have plastered on each book these stickers that said, if you love the Hunger Games, you'll love this. If you like the Hunger Games, you'll love this book. And you'd have these quotes from authors on books, traded off between like the most popular series of the time, either something Suzanne Collins had written or something Stephanie Meyer, I've never actually tried to say her name out loud, has written. And you just have a complete world of literature based entirely off reception to similarity to these two book series, which isn't great for, you know, a plurality of lots of different interesting books. But there you go. Yeah. Wait, did someone actually ask that? Because if they did, that would be amazing. Thing is, our parents support different parties and are kind of extremists like this party or nothing else. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, no, it didn't seem anyone asked, but it was like an answer to what would have been a fantastic question. And the fantastic question that wasn't asked was, what did you vote in the Brexit referendum? And I was too young. I couldn't vote in the Brexit referendum. Ooh! We've got a fantastic question come up, to which I have an answer that I just really want to say. We're getting loads of good questions, actually. And we got a donation. Oscario. That sounds a bit more exotic. Oscario! I hope you like my interpretation of the name. Thank you very much for your £2. Lovely. Give me some of them sterling. Lovely. Tar. Have you played Mario Kart Tour yet? No, I should, because it sounds like great fun. Mario Kart mobile game. Why not? There's a game I wouldn't mind playing. What was the fantastic... There we go. Here we go. So, Ros Diamond asks, have you read War of the Worlds? Yes. Yes, I have. And I must say, now I say this with a little bit of trepidation in my voice because you've asked in a way that makes me think you might be interested in it. So I apologise if this answer is less than flattering of War of the Worlds. I absolutely hated it. It was one of our English set texts on what it would have been 20th century book. It took me so long to find the word book. Whoops. And it still staggers me to this day how H.G. Wells was able to make a story about Martians invading Earth boring. What a talent. I mean, how amazing is that? Quite extraordinary, but it is an absolutely dreadful read. Almost impossible to read because of how heavily it's written. I mean, you can't really blame H.G. Wells for that because that was sort of Victorian-y writing, but goodness me, was it a horribly difficult book to read and an incredibly boring story. Hated it beyond belief. I haven't seen any War of the Worlds film. Reason being that our English teacher told us that wouldn't help towards the exam, because unlike Macbeth films where they repeat the play itself, which helped, in the War of the Worlds films obviously it's changed completely to make the film vaguely appealing to people. Tom Cruise wasn't in the book. Yeah. I love the question though, honestly. Fantastic, because I've got a lot to say about War of the Worlds. Unfortunately, very, very little of it positive. Now, some people may say H.G. Wells isn't here to defend himself, but my point of view would be H.G. Wells isn't here to be offended by it. And I think that's great. I can say what I like about War of the Worlds, and I'm at no risk of offending him unless he is somehow hearing this from some form of afterlife position, which I do not presume where or if, but the likelihood is that he's not listening, so I can say what I like without offending him. Fantastic, because you know me, I hate offence, as in being offended. Macbeth film looks so good, each frame is like a painting. Which one, Cola Bottle? Because there's loads, isn't there? Absolutely loads. Millions. I've watched 2. What do British people read in the literature lesson? Well, War of the Worlds is one for us. Our Shakespeare was Macbeth, which I'm kind of glad for. I mean, I hate the way Shakespeare's written, but obviously that is the product of his time. But I just think we shouldn't be studying Shakespeare at all, because it is so old. The story of Macbeth was good, though, once you deciphered what the story was, which took a lot of translation. And 2015 Macbeth, yeah, I've seen that one. I didn't really appreciate its artistic filmic quality. I was just looking at the subtitles to try and remember quotes from it for the exam, in, you know, watching it as a more palatable way of hearing the words than reading the play and being really confused. And our modern book, which my microphone from which you hear me is standing on, and has actually been standing on for a long time, is Never Let Me Go. Which I wrote a unfinished fan fiction of on Wattpad. So there's your fun fact. I say fan. Didn't enjoy it that much. I can't work out whether Never Let Me Go, there's a positive way of looking at it, which was the author made a boring idea interesting, or the author made an interesting idea boring. Let's say boring idea interesting. It's a much better read than the other two because it's written in modern English. But it's not a great read. It's readable, though, and actually Kazuo Ishiguro, who wrote it, is a very highly acclaimed and, no doubt, good author. Infinite molar. Oh, isn't it? Infinite molar. Infinite molar. You sound like more of a film student than I'm going to be, Snowman. I'm off to university in, like, I don't know, not very long at all. Okay, I do know. I'm being deliberately obtuse, but it's not long. And I'm terrified. And not looking forward to it, I must admit. What's your opinion on King Lear? Crikey. I must admit, I have no idea about anything to do with that. The only other Shakespeare play that I know the plot of, which I actually do quite like the plot of, is A Midsummer Night's Dream. And that works quite well with Shakespearean language because it's absolutely mental. Just complete acid trip of a story, which goes well with a writing that is, what is it, 15th, 16th century? Because the century you go one above, don't you? 16th century or 17th then, I don't know. Writing that makes no sense. It's just a massive acid trip of a story. So, yeah. I can't comment on any other Shakespeare. I don't know the plot of any of the other ones. Someone asked me if I'm nationalistic. I don't know. I don't travel anywhere. I don't think that makes me nationalistic. You know, I'm British. I don't think that makes me nationalistic. I don't think so. But there's a lot of connotations attached to a thing like that, and there's lots of different types of nationalism. So I think we'll just go with, like, probably not. I don't know, though. I don't know if now would be a wise time to be nationalistic for our country, with how it's doing on the world stage. Brexit! I saw a comment about Brexit in the comment section of the last video. Just straight out the doors about Brexit. And I was like, mad. How have they managed that so quickly? Just talking about Brexit. So you read Shakespeare and we read an author who uses 5 pages to talk about how clouds look. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow I really don't know clouds at all. Thank you. Right. Anyway. Reggae hates talking about Battle Cats, so he does Battle Cats. You're lucky I'm doing Battle Cats. But yeah, there's not much to talk about, is there? That's what I do in videos, because I can't get away with talking about politics. I love talking politics and philosophy, and you know what? I really love it when people engage with me on it. So I've no reason to dislike the fact you're from Ireland. I mean, good for you. I had someone from Ireland tell me an interesting thing on the SkySports video I made. And I did do a tweet. I said I would take Sky to court if it was cheap. And I should probably give an update on that. I looked up about small claims courts, which someone suggested. For us, at least, that's for money. And I wouldn't be claiming for money. I'd be claiming to try and get them to stop their regime. And I don't know how I'd do that, truth be told. So no idea, I'm afraid. I don't know how to do it. But yeah, the Irish person on the video said that Sky was doing that with sports in their country as well. And not even their state-owned television company could stop them. Is that not mad? You suggested that? Oh, well, fantastic. Thank you for suggesting that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna... I wish I could bring down Sky Sports, truth be told. But I don't think I can. At least not with a small claims court, because that's... I've read it, and to the best of my knowledge, that's not what it does. Now, I'm awful at research, and I'll tell you at any point that I hate it. I hate research. Because it's fruitless, it just completely wastes your time. You can't find anything that you want, in my experience. But I looked to try and find a way to take a company to court, but I don't know how on earth you go about it. I really don't. I'd love to take them to court for no expense and at least be able to have a go at them on a stand or whatever, because I didn't do law, I don't actually know about the court process. Well, I know a bit. We did Supreme Court and politics, but again, I don't think it would be Supreme Court, not at least first off. But I don't think I can do it. I have no idea how to do it, sadly. Should we go for another leadership? No? Excuse me? You're telling me not to carry on playing? Huh? I am aware of the dojo thing. I actually completely forgot to do it in the recording for the coin cat, so I thought I'd just do a video on it. Because it's new, and I think I'd reserve that for a video. And it is Silver Week party, is it not? I love Silver Week. Which can get repetitive if it's not on a stream. Certainly can't just do Silver Week over and over again in the video. That's what you did in the coin cat video. Who said that? Who said that, honestly? Yeah. Did someone say what's your favourite collab? They did, didn't they? Evangelion. By a country mile. Absolutely cracking, love it. Cracking. I was trying to work out where I'd start my Evangelion fanfiction. Because a lot of the initial story I'd be very happy with. So, I mean, where would I introduce what I'd change? I don't know. I just for a moment thought that Craze Monaco was singing along to the Fat Rat there. Well, Laura Brain, technically. A lyricist. Oh dear, in a bit of a precarious one here. Come on, lads. Yeah, that's better. What's your favourite Uber? Ooh. Well, officially, Springtime Kenshin. Power Pro was a good collab, wasn't it? It was quite good. Well fleshed out, that one. Did you know that Picataro, Betaku, Mentori, Pokepang are options for the favourite collab and not Fate Stay Night? I mean, I did do the survey. I don't remember it much now. That's an interesting one, if that's true. Evangelion was an option, wasn't it? Because I think I chose that one. Why are there only 44 people watching? Yeah, I know. By yeah, I know, I mean the scarcity. I have no idea. It's a bit sad, but oh well. As long as there's politics to talk about, he says. Is there politics to talk about? Oh, not this video thing again. Oh no. 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 Yeah, maybe. I guess around now is a sort of time where the streams typically started. Why is there still Brexit? What, like the Brexit debate? That's quite a that's a question that actually, even in trying to answer that, you end up going to a side. I guess what I'd say about that is my own personal view. Now, this is my own personal view because actually saying why do we still have Brexit does sort of automatically lead you into giving out your own view on whose fault it is. My view is that it is the fault of representatives forgetting that they are representatives and doing things whether they believe that they are in our best interests or because actually they think as trustees they can do whatever they want once we've elected them, which I think is absolutely wrong. They've gone off under their own agendas and have meant that you have a parliament full of people who completely disagree, with plenty of Remain people in Leave seats and people like Kate Hoey, massive Leaver, in a Remain seat, and you have this mismatched parliament of quote-unquote representatives who don't actually care at all what the people want or think and use the people as weapons in their arguments for I am the people's voice, I am doing what's in their best interest, when they're doing what they want. And I think that is what has caused the problem. I mean, also, the Prime Minister being unlawful, nobody working together, everybody being vitriolic and nasty to each other. I think the whole rotten Parliament, which includes the government, is to blame, and they're all dreadful. Now, I love politics, but I don't love politicians. You'll possibly be able to tell. I think we really should have a system where we have referendums all the time. That's why I do them on Twitter, YouTube, Discord even now, to get rid of my server. Which seems like that will be the vote, but there we go, that's people's choice. And l'état c'est moi. They say the state is me. People can actually decide very clearly there what they want to happen to their own country. And I think we should have what's known as a delegate system, where we tell our representatives, this is what I want you to argue for and implement. Go and do that. That's what I've elected you to do. I don't actually care what you think about it. You are one voice and are representing several tens of thousands of voices. Go and do what we, as a majority of us, decided in little referendums, want. And then I think if politicians actually did that, that would reflect a majority of constituencies for leave. Therefore, some Brexit deal would have been voted through Parliament and we would have left. So I'm going to say the fault lies in our representatives not being representatives. Not all accepting the referendum, not all being leave, just all doing what their constituents told them to do. Because on numbers, Brexit would have got through from that. When's the last time you said Le Pigeon de Sable? Just now. Thank you for allowing me to say that again. Love saying that. I love the melodramatic way in which you can say, Le Pigeon de Sable. Like that. If anyone wants me to stop saying that, that's fine, let me know. But it is fun to sort of over-exaggerate the pronunciation. Would you vote for a person who says strong Prime Minister, strong UK? No, I mean, I think to me that sounds like, if I may impart another opinion, again, someone who is willing to flaunt the way our democracy works in order to get what they want. Like our current Prime Minister. So no. I want a parliament done properly, the way a politics is supposed to, but a parliament actually listens to the people who elect it and not do whatever they want. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, Martin Luther King said. And that is true of why, even if you want Brexit, you cannot surely be satisfied with Parliament being sent away. Oh, that was fast. We probably missed the ball on the start though, but that was incredibly quick. Wow. Oh, it made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah. If someone's breaking the law for a cause you want, like the Extinction Rebellion protesters or Boris Johnson, we can't say that's okay, because then someone else has every right to say, well, I can break the law for the cause that I want. And then that's a cause you don't want, and as well as that cause you don't want being achieved, the law's been broken as well. And democracy and justice and the rule of law everywhere just breaks down. Everything here needs to be achieved with exact adherence to the law. Otherwise, which is my explosion sound effect I've just made. I hope you liked it. Imagine a relic Brollo. I just did. Thank you for putting that image in my head. Ugh. Oh, that's not how I do this strat. It's no big bother though. Is anybody there? That'd be a nice little learner, wouldn't it? Reggae soundboard with all my little songs as well. Yeah. Shadow Go! Songs of the add-on pack? Crikey, EA. Thank you. Oh, I made a funny meme. Meme. Ah, it's DJ. Strategically missed the dubstep, which is just very clever. Right. I think I'm going to wait for my 100 energy and then evaluate from there. Probably don't want to do another leadership, do we? Beginner account, yeah. Yeah, could do that. It's a shame that I missed Crazed Lizard. That was on yesterday. I didn't get around to do anything with that, which was regrettable. Oh! I know. I have questions for you, right? I can do questions from my end now. By the way, thank you so much for... Oh, Caravan Palace, DJ. Yeah, I'll try and remember. Engaging in the politics chat. I very much enjoyed talking to you about it, and I hope I've explained my views well to you, and I hope they're not too disagreeable to anyone. If anyone does hugely disagree with any of them, let me know. I mean, if I can argue my point of view when you argue against it, maybe that'll strengthen mine, make it better. And that's what it's all about, really. So, yeah, my question to you, anyway, is not actually about politics. You might like this. It's about Battle Cats. I would like to know, please, let me go to my to-do list, because I have one, because I pretend to be organised, but I'm not really. Come on, Cogs. You're making my segue slow. Right, okay, yes, right. When were the true forms for Misley and Volta released, as in the game update? Because it's not on... not on the wiki. It just says true forms for selected blah 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 cats. I'm like, well, thanks, but that's useless. What's the current version now? 8.9. Yeah, I wouldn't think Misley would be 6.9. That's a long time ago. We're getting some consensus around... Actually, no, I'm not sure we are. Oh, I see. There's a funny. Please don't do a funny, because I have no idea, genuinely, about these things. I'm actually trying to find out. We can save the funnies. Volta got true from previous update. So we think, beyond all reasonable doubt, that it's 8.8 for Volta. I'll pencil that in, he says, with a keyboard. Right. Okay. What about Misley then? Anyone know about Misley? Oh, you found 2 more Electro Swing songs. Well, that does sound exciting, DJ. I like that. So we've got a couple of suggestions for 8.4. That's 3 suggestions for 8.4. On 8.6. 8.4 again. 8.5. 8.5. 8.5, so you change your mind. I don't know, 8.4. It's 8.5. Well, the Japanese version is only really just ahead of our version. We catch up and the same stuff happens in the same updates. Sometimes we skipped a version because we were slow, but I think that's about it for the differences. 8.5 then, we seem to be coalescing around. Okay, thank you. I hope that's right, because this will be for a factual thing. And I couldn't find anything, so let's hope we're right, eh? Thank you for your cooperation. Right. I will keyboard that in, as it were. I don't want people messing, because this is for a factual thing. Right? I need to make sure we actually get this right. Yeah, I know I got the energy, but you've been trying to mislead me equally. Right, well, okay. Yeah, I'll, well, not punish you, but I will blame you. But Reggie, you made a factual video and it's flipping wrong. This is what I mean about research, by the way. You try and look up when the updater thing was on. Nothing. Not even on the wiki, just true forms for cat units. Yeah, thanks. I got that. I knew that. Which ones? Oh, I've been asked about this in a lot of streams now. I'm happy to answer it again though. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay? From me, it's an absolutely ginormous, flipping, huge no. But I say that with a caveat, if you like it, good for you. Fine, you know. We're all individuals, we're all different. Let's not shame the people who like pineapple on pizza. I personally do not understand it, but anyway. What about pizza on pineapple? As long as you can take it off the pineapple and eat the pizza, yeah, sure. Right. Are we gonna attempt something new and exciting and groundbreaking? We're gonna wait for 100 energy from now. We're not. Don't worry, we're not. Flip. How long's it been since you checked how many lucky tickets you got? Ooh. Sorry, I'm just trying to do maths. About 20 hours? I thought I'd try and do a thing like Farlands or Bust do. Very niche reference now, surely. You know Chappie in Minecraft beta version? Walking until he reaches the Farlands for charity? Where he only checks how far he's got on special episodes. I thought I'd do that on my lucky tickets. I couldn't stop myself looking. So it wouldn't be any great surprise if we went and had a look. But we can have a look if you like. We're talking about pineapple now. Is the Mareza craze over now? Well, you started it again. Flip. Save up leaderships. People say like, why are you saving up when you got loads of stuff? And when I got loads of leaderships, they say save up leaderships. What's going on there? Is 22 not enough? What song is this? It's called Fly Away by the Fat Rat, and links are in the description. Not that specifically. And it won't actually be in there because the YouTube link goes to a video that's relatively old now. There we go. Right. I should probably stop just sitting on this menu delaying what will be the end of the stream. I'm hungry now, and that's all your fault. Probably shouldn't have a pizza. I want one. No, I do. Definitely do. Yeah, no, I do. Tasty. Are you dieting? No. But I've long since had my dinner, so I shouldn't eat again. Yeah. And these lovely onion rings. Not just onion rings. Just thought that was the most significant thing. Is it tea time? I could have tea and cake, couldn't I? Oh, DJ, talking of time for tea, is that not an electro swing song? Time for tea, bread and jam and company, and 11 Acorn Lane. Oh, thought I might do a bit of reference. There we go. DJ knows, and that has reminded me, right, that I need to listen to a Caravan Palace song, a new one, because it's a stream. We're gradually finding out some new things. That's what we like. What will your next video be about? Who knows? I don't. I should, but I don't. Right. Okay. Le Palace Caravan. Stop doing that accent, Reg. Honestly, it's probably like, you know, to the wrong person, that is probably like culturally very insensitive. I just really like melodramatically over-egging a stereotypical French accent, and for that I apologise, because it's probably a bad habit. Not in a malicious sense am I ever doing it, but it could probably be interpreted that way. Though incorrectly, the problem of it would be that it would cause the offence, and that's the issue. So stop it. Stop it. Stop. No, not literally caravan. Caravan Palace. There we go. Right. Okay, so the new no not new, the next song, there we go, because I'm doing them in order. Order! We're not going to have chuntering from a sedentary position. The honourable member will be heard. That's a bit of House of Commons banter there. I hope you like that. Right, okay. Our next song, we've listened to Miracle, which I like. About You, which I like. Moonshine, which is alright. Melancholy, which I don't really like. Plume is alright. Next one is Fargo. So what will that be like, eh? Bit exciting. Right, okay. When that man appears across your video. Oh, I know what you mean. That's brilliant. I love how you've described him as that man. That man is Michael Gove, and he is actually in the current government now. And it's my annoyed audience member voice, because Michael Gove, in my mind at least, ruined the education system when he was Education Secretary in sort of times around 2010 to 2015. And that's why I picture him as angry audience member who I take the mick out of. But yes, I love how you said that man. Brilliant. It's just ridiculous people getting outraged by almost everything. I don't think so. I think it's an unhealthy point of view to hold that all people shouldn't be offended by this or that. It is not your right to decide what can or can't offend people. It is the person who takes offence. Offence is a consequence, rhymes, so it must be true. And it is entirely within the gift of the person who is offended to say, please don't do that. The problem is that's open to exploitation, and it shouldn't be. We should only say we're offended when we actually are, but don't begin to say that someone shouldn't be offended. That is not your choice. And I will go on doing Pigeon de Sableur until someone specifically asks me in a situation not to, because then that is when it becomes not okay. Just for that small amount of time, I'm not doing it for their benefit. If they're not there, there's nothing wrong with me doing it. And that is the relativist position I hold in it. It was the policy in the Discord server. Anyway, a little fun fact, but I would definitely I definitely suggest not to tell people they can't be offended, because that's wrong. It is within their gift to be, and you should try your very best to adjust what you say to not offending people, because offending people isn't big or clever. Right, okay, let's listen to this song. Well, there's almost nothing to that. It's also a very short song. Only 1 minute 20 seconds long. That's it. And then it just for 5 seconds is just nothing. Yeah, it's not going to like be me saying flip at the end of it. Well, that, I'm sorry, but that was really boring. It was completely like, it's like a story. Right. Fair enough. I mean, I found that quite underwhelming. I mean, I'm sure it could have been something interesting to it, actually, if there was more to it. But there we go. Could almost go in my chill playlist. Probably not, but anyway. There's very little to that. DJ, seeming as that was very short, what would you say to listening to the one you like? Because that one's next. And you might not necessarily be there the next time we do this. DJ likes the sound of that, I think. Well, okay. This would be awful. Awful for DJ if I just absolutely hated it. Right, well, let's give it a go then. Let's give it a go. Better than listening to people in Parliament shouting at each other. Right. Beat to this one.
Has anybody ever shed the news? You ain't as big as you say. I got a vision worth something in me, yeah. And not to worry about a thing. Just tell me what you really believe in. Always caught up in your own mind. I got a feeling that something's about to change.
Very pop songy, these ones, aren't they?
Has anybody ever shed the news? Took live in different ways, without a care, with nothing to prove. Not to worry about things. Not to worry.
Right, wop, wop, wop. I like that.
It's gonna be alright. I got the feeling that something's about to change. Change. Save the world. We should be alright now. With what I've done.
just like a normal pop song, though, isn't it? I just thought about you, and I like that. It's all right. I'm sorry, DJ. I can't say I'm as excited about it as you are, but it's all right. Do you have a favourite kind of pasty? Oh, crikey. That's a question. That's a question, that one. I don't know. My favourite of it so far still remains to be between Miracle, About You, and Supersonics, all of which I do very much like. Let's have Supersonics on, because if the stream's going to get blocked, it's going to get hecka blocked. Now this one's a bop. $381 times. Oh, that's in total. That's not now. Lyrics are a bit weird to me on this one. I don't look for lyrics in Caravan Palace songs, DJ. They're not supposed to have codgeable lyrics. They're supposed to be nonsensical, like words you can't ever make out. That's what it's always been like. Otherwise, it's just like a song. What's the fun in that? Also, the instrumental bits. Oh, I love them. They made an instrumental of this song. Yeah, but that's what I mean, DJ. Water Guns is very clearly, you know, just normal lyrics, and what's the fun in that? I will point out my very favouriteest bit. I think it's after this bit is my favourite bit. It's an instrumental bit, and it's just glorious. See ya, we'll be all going soon. This is my favourite bit coming up now. Oh, listen and marvel at the wordless wonder. Love that. Love that bit. Knocking at my door, they can't be stopped no more. But I'm bum 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 bum. Ooh. Nice, you got a good taste. Appreciate that, yeah. Ooh. Oh! Cola bottle dancing video, crikey. That'd just put anyone off seeing me dancing. Especially me. Miracle change of thoughts on Caravan Palace. Like, in what sense? Like, what do you mean, man? That's just like your opinion, man. Water guns is just like your opinion, man. I'm stalling. I'm waiting and I'm stalling. Silence. Except for my computer going... as loud as it can. Panic and Robot. Oh yeah, interesting name for it, because of course you can't pronounce it. It's just kind of Caravan Palace logo, but like I'm doing it with my arms, like the arms. Anyway, such unique modern swing. Ugh, that's like modern art. I do like the album you can't pronounce. It's great. What's your favourite one in that one, DJ? My favourite, personally, is... Oh, yeah, in that one, in the... It's Comics. That's my favourite. I like it. Yeah. I'm doing the arms, because I can't pronounce it. But it's not... You can't call it robot, it's just... It's really hard to say it. Lay Down and Russian are both classics. I like both of them a lot. We are discussing like music, but not playing any, which is the height of irony. But anyway, that'll do, I think. Nice chat, nice L chat. What do you want? What are you doing? That's a reference to Geoffrey Cox, the Attorney General of the government. That is a really niche reference. Anyway, what do you want? Do you want the survey video or a dojo video? What do you want? Knocking at my door. I think survey wins. Alrighty. Democracy. So there we go. It's just the original dojo of reskinned enemy base. Wow. Don't think I could make a video out of that. Crikey. That's quite bad. Oh well. Thank you all for popping along. And that'll do. Right. Yes. Stop faffing about, boy. You can't wait for 100 energy again. Don't do that. What you need to do is go and source some food. Because I like food. Yeah.